The car is perhaps the most important means of transport today. It is part of every cityscape, found on streets and roads all over the world. Driving is one of the fastest and most convenient ways to get from point A to point B. Do you think you already know everything about cars? And who Karl Benz, Henry Ford, or Ferdinand Porsche was? Well, listen to this, because we're going to tell you some little-known facts about the world of the automobile. Contrary to what most people believe, roads paved with a smooth asphalt surface were first built for horse-drawn vehicles and not for cars. In 1886, Karl Benz made the first automobile. The first fatal road accident happened 10 years later. The first fine for speeding was also issued in 1896, when a gentleman drove his car at a speed over 13 kilometers per hour, significantly exceeding the speed limit of the time. So far, the largest fine for speeding, a fine worth $1 million, was issued to a Swedish motorist for driving on a motorway in Switzerland at 290 kilometers per hour. And while we're on the subject of speeding, the first purpose-built motor racing circuit in the world opened in 1907. Because of the growing number of cars on the roads, green and red electric traffic signals were introduced in the US in 1914. People also realized that there were not enough parking spaces for so many cars in the city center, so parking meters were introduced in 1935. And the number of cars has far from decreased since then. This is partly demonstrated by how much time we spend in our cars. For example, the British are stuck in traffic jams 960 million hours a year. That's 99 days in an average British motorist's life. That's not surprising, considering the fact that there are about 1 billion cars in use on the world's roads. 60 million cars are produced each year by the world's automakers. That means 165,000 cars a day. And a quarter of these cars come from China. In 2016, Volkswagen was the largest automobile manufacturer, with production of about 10.3 million cars a year. On the other hand, Ferrari, one of the most famous car makers on the planet, puts out a maximum of 14 cars per day. With so many cars manufactured, it's not surprising that automobile recycling has also grown into a leading industry. The longest made model in the world is the Volkswagen Beetle, of which 21.5 million have been sold in 65 years. It was Adolf Hitler who ordered the production of this car before World War II, but sales only picked up after 1945. It was made until 2003. Currently, the Toyota Corolla is the world's best-selling car, with over 1 million units sold a year. It's also a fact that a typical British car spends 90% of the time parked somewhere. Then why do people buy so many cars? New cars have a distinctive fragrance which might influence people to buy them. This smell comes from an assortment of volatile organic compounds, some of which are unfortunately highly toxic.